Hello everyone, I welcome you all for today's session. I am Dr. Priyanka Sachdev here. I hope I'm clearly visible and audible to you guys. So today I'm here to take a series on parasitology, right? So yesterday we have taken a lecture on bacteriology, super simplified bacteriology. In the same way, today I'm going to make parasitology super simplified for you guys. So how I'm going to do this? So in parasitology, the first thing which I will teach you is the classification of parasitology. Most of the students have confusion in classification of the parasitology. Now, if you know the classification completely, after that, I will give you multiple mnemonics, more than 100 mnemonics. Today, I am going to give you. If you know all these mnemonics, if you know how to apply these mnemonics in solving MCQs, you will be able to crack all MCQs based on parasitology. If you have done the classification, which I will teach you now, and all the mnemonics, which I will teach you now, all the mnemonics, I can guarantee all questions, 100% questions from the parasitology and microbiology, you can crack in your exam. Whatever exam you are targeting, you can crack. That is my challenge. So without wasting time, let me start. So before going to the classification of parasite, you should understand what is a parasite. Now, there is an organism which is known as host. Who is host? Host can be human, can be any animal. Host is an organism which provide two things to the parasite. Parasite, it provides food to the parasite and it provides shelter to the parasite. So organism, this is a parasite. This is a parasite. This is which is residing inside the host. And this is a host. Can you see? This is a host. So parasite reside inside the host and obtain food and shelter from the host. Have you got it? So have you got the meaning of the parasite and the host? So what is the definition? Parasite are the organism which obtain food and shelter by living on or living within another organism, and that another organism is known as host, and by doing so it is harming, it is doing the harm to the host. So it is obtaining food, it's okay, it is obtaining shelter, it's okay, but on the cost of it, it is giving disease to the host. So host will have a disease by the parasite. So parasite take food, parasite take shelter from the host and gives disease to the host. So you got the meaning of the parasite and the host. That is the definition of parasite. Now there are two types of parasite. Medical parasitology, there are two categories in which we divide the parasites. What are the two categories? Protozoa, metazoa. Protozoa and metazoa. Metazoa are helminths. Metazoa, helminths are one and the same thing. Protozoa are unicellular parasites. Metazoa and helminths are multicellular parasites, right? So protozoa and metazoa are the two main categories of parasite. These are unicellular, these are multicellular, right? So okay, so let me start with protozoa. First, I will teach you the classification of protozoa. Under protozoa, 5 classes come, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And under metazoa, only 3 classes come. So please learn this complete classification so that parasitology will become super simplified for you guys, right? Okay, let me start. So can you see protozoa? Let me start protozoa. Protozoa comes under protista, right? And metazoa are helminths. So protozoa or protista, as I have told you, there are 5. There are 4 species and there are 5 categories we divide into, right? So genus and species we are dividing. Learn this classification. So it is amoeba, number 1. Flagellates, number 2. Sporozoans, number 3. Ciliates, number 4. And microsporidia, number 5. Amoeba are the ones which are like amoeboid shape. Flagellates are the one which have flagella in their structure. Sporozoans are the one which have spores, That's why known as sporozoans. Ciliates are the one they have cilia, and microsporidia have microspores. So amoeba, flagellates, sporozoans, ciliates, and microsporidia. These are the 5 categories are there under protozoa. I will take one by one each of them and you have to learn the examples of each of them. Let me start with amoeba. Have you learned it? Okay. Learn like this. So start with protozoa. Okay. Don't start from here. Parasites. Parasitology. Parasites. Parasites are divided into 2 categories. What are the 2 categories? Protozoa, number 1 protozoa, metazoa, number 2 metazoa. So these are the 2 broad categories. Protozoa also known as protista, right? And metazoa also known as helminth. So first learn their synonyms, helminths, right? Now divide them into further classes. Protozoa divided into 5 classes, metazoa or helminths divided into 3 classes. Name them. Okay, I will name it for you. Here the first is amoeba. The second after amoeba it is flagellates. Flagellates. After flagellates, sporozoans, then ciliates, then microsporidia. The one which have flagella are known as flagellates. The one which have cilia are known as ciliates. The one which have spores are known as sporozoans. And the one which have microspores are known as microsporidia. Have you got it? And amoeba, the shape is amoeboid. That's why known as amoeba. So these are the 5 categories under which we divide protozoa or protista. The helminths or metazoa are divided into 3 classes only: cystode, nematode, trematode. I will come on that gradually, right? Let me teach first protozoa, the classification completely. So I will take one each of them. So first I will teach you the further classification of amoeba, then classification of flagellates, then classification of sporozoans, then ciliates, then microsporidia. Then we will come on helminths. I will teach you the classification of cystodes, nematodes, and trematodes. So make a big sheet, take a big paper, big sheet, and make this complete classification on one paper, one sheet, and stick it on the wall of your room. And if you see it every day, it will be fit in your mind and you can solve any question on the parasitology. You will have an overview what we are talking about, which parasite, where it is belonging. Is it a protozoa? It is a metazoa. In the protozoa, in which category it is belonging? In the metazoa, in which category it is cystode, nematode, or trematode? So you should have an overview, right? So let me start with protozoa. As I have told you, protozoa, protista. So let me start with amoeba first. How many? I have drawn 3 arrows from the amoeba. Can you see the 3 arrows of the amoeba? Let me start with amoeba. The 3 arrows of the amoeba you can see. So pathogenic amoeba, non-pathogenic amoeba, and free living amoeba. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Pathogenic amoeba is the amoeba which causes disease in human. Only one amoeba causes disease in human. The name is Entamoeba histolytica. So you have to read this parasite in detail. So only one amoeba cause disease in humans, and that is pathogenic to humans. That is Entamoeba histolytica, right? So that is pathogenic amoeba, right? Coming on free living. Free living are the one which are not present always inside the host. They are present in the soil or water, and man is the accidental host, right? So there are 3 free living amoebas: Naegleria floweri, Acanthamoeba, and Balmuthia madralis, right? These 3 causes disease in the CNS, brain of humans, and eye of human. CNS and eye के infection कराते हैं. So please learn the parasites which cause infection in CNS and eye. I will teach you all. Right. Apart from it, there are some non-pathogenic amoebas which do not cause disease in human. They are commensals. You can say they are commensals. So they just reside inside human beings as a host, but they do not cause any disease. So name them. They are 6 in number. What are they? Entamoeba coli, Entamoeba gingivalis, Entamoeba disper, Entamoeba hartmanni. So all of them are Entamoeba, 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 Entamoeba. That is amoeba. One is coli, gingivalis, disper, hartmanni. So it's easy to learn. After that, Andolimax nana. After that, Andolimax nana. What's the last one? I can't see the name. So you can see the last name. So these are the 6 amoeba which are non-pathogenic. They do not cause disease in human, right? So please learn all the names. Please learn all the names like this, right? So this is the classification of amoeba. So pathogenic, non-pathogenic, free living, right? Pathogenic is only one, Entamoeba histolytica. Free living are 3, Naegleria floweri, Acanthamoeba, Balmuthia, and non-pathogenic are 6 in number. You already know the names. So total 1 plus 6 plus 3. So total 10 amoebas are there in the world, which you have to study. Total 10 amoebas you have to study. So amoeba is over. So here we are done with amoeba. We are done with amoeba, right? Amoebas are over. Pathogenic, okay, pathogenic, non-pathogenic, free living. Pathogenic is only one, Entamoeba histolytica. Free living are 3, Naegleria floweri, Balmuthia, Acanthamoeba, and non-pathogenic are 6 in number. So 6 plus 3 plus 1, total 10 amoebas are there, which you have to study in detail. Let me come on flagellates. The second one are flagellates. The second classification here, the second category is flagellates. So I have drawn 2 arrows in flagellates. So I will divide flagellates under 2 categories. What are the 2 categories? The flagellates which reside in blood are known as hemoflagellates. They remain in blood. They will remain in blood. These are hemoflagellates. And the flagellates which reside not in blood but in intestinal cavity, oral cavity, or genital cavity. So these are intestinal, oral, genital flagellates. So 2 type of flagellates, either hemoflagellates or intestinal, oral, genital. I will take together. Blood may only 2 are there in the blood. Let's finish blood first. Hemoflagellates are only 2. Only 2 flagellates or protista reside in blood. Leishmania and trypanosomes. Trypanosomes will be 2. I will teach you brucei, cruzi. Right. So I will teach you all. Leishmania and trypanosomes. Both I will teach you. Let me come on intestine. Intestine, oral, or genital. So there are 6. flagellates you have to study. 6 plus 2, total 8 flagellates are there. Have you got it? So Giardia lamblia is the hero here. I will teach you Giardia lamblia in detail. Trichomonas. Giardia, no, this was trypanosome. There are many T in the entire parasitology. Take care of T. So there are many T. You will get confused in that. So it is trypanosome, which is a hemoflagellate, and Trichomonas, it resides in vagina of the female. Trichomonas vaginalis, right? So Giardia lamblia, Trichomonas, Chilomastrix, Enteromonas. It is Enteromonas, Retromonas, and Giant amoeba. These are the misnomer. By looking at the name, you feel these are amoeba, Giant amoeba, but it is not an amoeba. Please mind my words. Giant amoeba में amoeba है suffix में, but it is not an amoeba, it is a flagellate. And यहाँ पे मोना है, monas, Enteromona, Retromona, but it looks like amoeba. No, but these are not amoeba. These all are flagellates. So total we are having 6 in number. So from these 6, I am going to teach you only 2 in detail. These 2 and these 2. Total 4 I will give you. So total 8 में से 4 I will teach you in detail. These 4 I am not going to teach you in detail. Only classification will suffice. So I will give you details of these 4. Have you got it? Have you got it? Give me a thumbs up. Yes or no? So we are done with flagellates also, right? Okay. Okay. So we are done with flagellates. So there are 6: intestinal, oral, and genital, and 2 are hemoflagellates. Total 8 flagellates are there. Amoeba are done. Flagellates are done. Let's come on sporozoan. Sporozoan. How many sporozoan you know? Let's come on sporozoan. So please make a list of important sporozoan. There are many, but we will study these one only. So in sporozoans, the most important, 2 important which we will study are Plasmodium and Babesia and Toxoplasma gondii. Again a T. So please take care of the T. Plasmodium, Babesia, Toxoplasma. These 3 we will study in detail. Apart from it, they are Sacrocystis, Isospora, Cyclospora, Cryptospora. The 3 spora, Isospora, Cyclospora, and Cryptosporidium. Cryptospora. So sporas are there. As you know, spore. Sporozoans में spora आते हैं. Spora. So you can learn like that. So we will study Plasmodium. We will study Babesia. We will study Toxoplasma gondii. These 3. Apart from which there are spora. Isospora, Cyclospora, Cryptospora. These all are sporas, which we will not study in detail, a little bit about them, and Sacrocystis. Sacrocystis. So these are the important sporozoans. Have you got it? So we are done with amoeba. So in amoeba, there are 10 important amoebas. In flagellates, there are 8 important flagellates. Here, there are 7 sporozoans are important. Let's come on ciliates. Only one ciliate is there. Let's come on microsporidia. Only one microsporidia is there. So classification is easy. Ciliates में सिर्फ एक आता है. Name it. Balantidium coli. Balantidium coli is the only parasite in the world who is having cilia, who is having a cilia in the structure. So ciliated parasite is only one, Balantidium coli. Another important property of it, it is the largest one. It is the largest parasite in the world. So largest भी यही है, only ciliated भी यही है. So answer is Balantidium coli. Right, we are done. Here is Balantidium coli. And last is Microsporidia, the parasite which is having microspore in the structure. So only one is there, Microspora में Microsporidia. So we are done with the classification. Have you got it? So this is the classification of Protista or Protozoa. This is the classification of Protista or Protozoa. Got it? Yes or no? Classification Protista or Protozoa. So I will repeat it. So Protista. So parasites. Okay, let me start with parasites. Parasites are broadly divided into 2 categories. The Protozoa are the unicellular parasites, also known as Protista. Protozoa, Protista. They belong to the kingdom Protista. So they are unicellular. And Metazoa. They belong to helminths. These are helminths, right? So Metazoa and helminths. So Protozoa, Metazoa are the 2 main categories. Let's start. Protozoa are divided into 5 categories. Metazoa are divided into 3 categories. Let's start with Protozoa on the next page. Protozoa. First decide these 5 categories, then I will come on Metazoa. Okay. Let me take another page. So what is another page here? Okay. Let me start with Protozoa or Protista. What are the 5 categories? Protozoa. Who will tell me the 5 categories? Okay, I will tell you. What are the 5 categories? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first is amoeba. There are amoeba. The second is flagellates. Right? The flagellates. After that, sporozoans. Sporozoans are there. Amoeba, flagellates, sporozoans. Then ciliates, the one which is having cilia. Then microspores. Micro, the one which is having microsporidia, the microspores, microsporians, microspores, right? These are the 5 categories broadly I am dividing. Now coming on amoeba. Amoeba is further divided into 3 categories. Flagellates are divided into 2 categories. Porozoans, there are multiple. I will write all the names. Cilia only one. Ciliated, only one is microspora. So let me write the names. What are the names? Who will help me in writing? Someone will help me in writing. The 3 type of amoeba. What are the 3 type of amoeba? Pathogenic amoeba, which cause disease in humans. Non-pathogenic amoeba, which do not cause disease in human. And free-living amoeba. So which are free-living, the man is the accidental host, right? So we will finish it. Pathogenic is only one, Entamoeba histolytica, right? Free-living are 3. What are the 3? Naegleria floweri, Balmuthia, and Acanthamebis. Acanthameba, Balmuthia medralis, and Naegleria floweri. Please learn. I will teach you these 4. Apart from it, in non-pathogenic, there are 6 names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you learn the names by yourself. These are non-pathogenic. They remain in human beings as commensal. They do not cause any disease. Have you got it? So that is about amoeba. That is about amoeba. Let me move on flagellates now. Let me move on flagellates. So in flagellates, let's divide it into 2 categories. The flagellates which remain in blood are hemoflagellates, and the flagellates which remain in oral cavity, which remain in intestine, and which remains in genitals. So they are these flagellates, right? In hemoflagellates, we have only 2 options. What are the 2 options in hemoflagellates? It is, I guess, Leishmania. I will teach you Leishmania there, and trypanosomes. Trypanosome brucei. Leishmania and trypanosome will be the option there, right? Only 2 hemoflagellates. In oral, there are 6 in number, but I will teach you only 2. What are the 2? Giardia lamblia and Trichomonas vaginalis. I will teach you only 2. 4 are there, the monas and dant amoeba, but I will not teach you these 4. So you learn by the names by your own, right? Let me come on sporozoans. In sporozoans, total 7 sporozoans are important. So the most important is Plasmodium, which I will teach you in much detail. Plasmodium, then Babesia, then Toxoplasma gondii. Toxoplasma gondii, right? After that, the 3 sporas. Isospora, Cyclospora, Cryptospora, right? And one more was there, Sacrocystis. So these are the 7 sporozoans, out of which I will teach you the first 3. First 3 in detail. Let me come on ciliates. Only one ciliated parasite, Balantidium coli, which is the largest one. Only one is there. And in microspores, only one is there, Microspora. Microspora, only one. So these all are protozoa in front of you. I advise you to make a comparative table between this, this one, this one, this one, this one, this. I will teach you these one in detail. So count them, make that columns, and we will do a comparative study between them all. So their introduction, the scientists who have discovered them, their life cycle, their pathogenesis, you know, their treatment, their prevention, right? Their lab diagnosis. So we will do a comparative study between them. In amoeba, I will teach you 4 in detail out of the 10. In flagellates, I will teach you 4 in detail out of the 8. In sporozoans, I will teach you 3 in detail out of the 7. These 2 I will not give much detail. This is the largest one that you have to learn. That's it. So that is about the protozoa. I hope you got it. I hope you all got it. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Okay. I hope you all got this. Let me move ahead. After protozoa, let me move to the metazoa. Let me move to the classification of the metazoa. Yes or no? So metazoa. In metazoa, as I have told you, we divide metazoa or helminths into 3 categories. Nematodes, cystodes, and trematode. Actually, nematodes belong to nematohelminths, and cystode and trematode both belong to platyhelminths. So first we divide into 2 categories, nematohelminth and platyhelminth. Nematohelminth have only one class, that is nematodes, and platyhelminths have 2 classes, cystodes and trematodes. Learn their alternate name. Nematodes are roundworm because they are like cylinder. They are round like cylinder. Cystodes are tapeworm because they are flat like a sellotape. They are flat. So these are known as tapeworm. And trematodes are the shape of a leaf. That's why known as fluke. So these are flat like a sellotape. That's why tapeworm. And these are cylinders, round. That's why roundworm. So roundworm, tapeworm, flukes. Please learn it. Please everyone learn it. Have you got it? Have you got it? So that is the basic classification. Okay. So let me write metazoa or helminth here. Metazoa or helminth. We divide it into 2 categories first, the nematohelminths and platyhelminths. Nematohelminths further classified into nematodes. Nematodes are the roundworms, right? Platyhelminths divided into 2 categories, cystodes and trematodes. Cystodes are tapeworms. They are the flat. These are the tapeworms. and trematodes are the flukes. These are the shape of the leaves. Now each one of them divided into two categories. Two categories. What are the two categories? One is blood and another is intestine or tissue, right? Intestine or tissue, blood. Intestine or tissue, blood. So the one which resides in intestine or tissue, the one which resides in blood. Each one of them. See here. Okay, divide them into three categories. Intestine, blood, tissue. Here also, it is intestine, it is intestine, it is tissue, it is blood. So intestine, tissue, blood, but cystodes remain only in intestine either or tissue either. So intestine or tissue, not in blood, right? So total 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6 or plus 2, total 8 categories, right? I will draw it for you, don't worry. So please learn the basic classification. Okay, I will start with trematodes. Let's start with trematodes. Finish them one by one. First, I will teach you trematodes, then nematodes, then cystodes. So we will complete the classification. Trematodes में three categories are there. What are the three categories? Intestine, blood, tissue. The one which resides in intestine is only one, Fasciola busci. Fasciola busci. Busci means intestine. Fasciolopsis busci. Fasciola busci. Right. In the blood, only one, cystosoma. Cystosoma. In the tissue, there are two. Fasciola hepatica in the liver and Paragnomius westermanni in the lung. So one is in the liver, one is in the lung. So these are the two tissues we are talking about, liver and lung. One is in liver, one is in lung. So fasciola hepatica. This was fasciola busci. This was fasciola hepatica. Right. This is liver fluke and lung fluke, Paragnomius westermanni. Have you got it? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 4 trematodes are there. So what is the classification of trematode? Trematodes. Trematodes are of three types. What are the three types? Who will tell me? What are the three types of trematodes? Okay. The one which resides in intestine, the one which resides in blood, the one which resides in tissue. Right? In intestine, we have only one name. Fasciola busci. Busci means intestine. It is the largest trematode, by the way. Blood mein only one name is there, cystosomia. Tissue mein there are two names. One is in liver and one is in lung. So one is liver fluke, one is lung fluke, because trematodes are basically flukes. These are leaf-shaped flukes. So what is the name of liver fluke? Fasciola hepatica. Hepatica means liver. Busci was intestine. Both are fasciola. Fasciola busci, fasciola hepatica. And lung mein Paragnomius westermanni. Paragnomius westermanni will be there in the lung. So total 4 trematodes I am going to teach you in a comparative way. Make a table, make a comparison. That's done. So trematodes are over. So after trematodes, let's start with cystodes. In cystodes, we have only two categories. So इसमें थोड़ा सा correction कर लो. Misprint है. What is the misprint? These are the intestinal. Cut tissue here. These are intestinal. And these are tissue. Cut intestine here. So okay, what are the two categories? Intestinal and tissue. In intestine, we have 4 names. What are the 4 names in intestine? Who will tell me? In tissue, only one name, Echinococcus granulosus. There is no blood cystode. Blood nahi hai, intestine and tissue hai, but there is no blood. Echinococcus granulosus is the tissue. Intestine mein tinea, the two tinea, tinea solium, tinea saginata, H. nana, and Diphyllobrothium latum, D. latum, H. nana, D. latum. So we are done with cystodes. Okay, let me write with cystodes. Cystodes. In cystodes, we have only two categories. What are the two categories? Either we have intestine or we have tissue. We don't have blood cystodes. Cystodes do not reside in blood. In intestine, in tissue, we have only one name. The name, what was the name? I just forgot. In tissue, Echinococcus granulosus. So that is dog tape form, right? That is dog tape form. The primary host is the dog. Echinococcus granulosus. In intestine, we have 4 names. The two tinea, tinea solia, tinea saginata. दो तो tinea हो गए. उसके अलावा H. nana और उसके अलावा Diphyllobrothium latum. Right, so these are the 4 intestinal. We are done with cystodes also. After cystodes, coming on the last nematodes. I will compile all 3, don't worry. Just listen. So coming on nematodes. Nematodes are the roundworms. Again, divide them into 3 categories. The one which resides in intestine. Make a correction here. The one which resides in tissue and the one which resides in blood. So intestinal, tissue and blood. Right. In blood, there are 4. Let me start with blood. There are 4. Wolcheria bancrofti. Right. That will cause elephantitis. Hathi pair. Right. Brugia malai. Right. Loa and Onchocerca volvulus. Right. So Brugia, Wolcheria bancrofti, Brugia malai, Loa and Onchocerca volvulus. Okay, these are the 4 blood. Tissue में only 2 names are there. Trichinella spiralis, which resides in muscle, skeletal muscle, and Dracunculosis mediensis. Dracunculosis medinensis, right? So Trichinella spiralis and Dracunculosis mediensis. These are the two in tissue. And in intestine, there are 6 names. It is difficult. There are 6 names. Antrobius vermicularis. Now see, it is also T, it is also tree. This CT was Trichinella. This tree is Trichura trichiris. Trichura trichisis. So please don't get confused. So Antrobius vermicularis, Ascaris lumbricoides, Necator americans, Ankylostoma duodenale, and Strongyloids. So please learn the names. Please learn the names. So what are they? Let me write. Antrobius vermicularis, Trichura trichiris, Ascaris lumbricoides, Necator americans, and Ankylostoma duodenale. Right? And Strongyloids turcoralis. So these are the 6 names which are nematodes. Okay, let me combine. Let me see how if I can combine yes or no. It is a difficult job. You have to help me. You have to help me. It is difficult for me also, right, to remember all these names together. Let me start with metazoa or helminths. Helminths or metazoa. I'm starting with metazoa. Protozoa we have done. Metazoa. Metazoa. Divide them into 2 categories. Nematohelminths, platyhelminths. Nematohelminths have only nematodes, right? Platyhelminths have cystodes. They have trematodes. Yes or no? So this is, so nematodes are the roundworms, cystodes are the tapeworms, and trematodes are the flukes. Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up if you are agreed. Trematodes are divided into 3 categories. Nematodes are also divided into 3 categories, but cystodes are divided only in 2 categories. What are those categories? Who will tell me the categories? So here, let me write, it is blood, it is tissue, it is intestine. Intestine, tissue, blood. Here also intestine, it is tissue, it is blood. So intestine, tissue, blood, intestine, tissue, blood. That is same for both. But here only intestine and tissue, no blood. So stored mein blood nahi hai. So that's the only difference, right? I will try, but you have to help me. You have to help me. Let me start with trematodes as usual. In trematodes, in blood, we have only one, that is cystosomia. Cystosomia. In intestine, we have only one, fasciola busci. Busci means intestine, right? In tissue, we have 2. One is liver, fasciola hepatica, and one is lung. Lung में था Paragnomius westermani. That is lung fluke. So liver fluke, lung fluke, intestinal fluke, and blood fluke. So these are the flukes. All these are the flukes. The one which resides in blood is cystosomia. The one which resides in intestine is fasciola busci. This is the largest one. Largest fluke. And tissue में 2 हैं. One is in liver, one is in lung. लीवर में फेशियोला हिपैटिका मतलब लीवर एंड पैराग्नोमियस वेस्टरमनी इज द लंग. हैव यू गॉट इट? इन सब पे क्वेश्चन आता है. इफ यू आर गेटिंग क्वेश्चन इन योर एग्जाम, which is a blood fluke, answer is cystosoma. Which is an intestinal fluke, answer is fasciola busci. Which is a liver fluke, answer is fasciola hepatica. And which is the lung fluke, answer is Paragnomius westermani. You should know these all are flukes. These all are trematodes. Okay, let me come on cystodes now. Let me start with cystodes now. Cystodes में intestinal है and tissue है. I just forgot. In tissue only one name was there. What was the name? Echinococcus granulosus, dog tapeworm. Echinococcus granulosus, it is dog tapeworm, because dog is the primary host there. Man is the accidental host, right? So that is a dog tapeworm. Echinococcus granulosus. In intestine, there are 4 names. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 are tinea. Tinea solium, tinea saginata. One is echinana. And last is Diphyllobrothium latum. Diphyllobrothium latum. Have you got it? So total 5 are there. Total 5. ये total 4 है. ये total 5 है. Right? You have to divide like this. Right? Now coming on nematodes. Nematodes is difficult for me also, but I will try. In the blood there are 4. What were the 4? One was Wolcheria bancrofti, which causes elephantitis, hathi pair. Right? One was Brugia malai. One was Loa. And the last one was Onchocerus cellularis. So these are the 4 blood nematodes or roundworm, right? In tissue, there are only 2 which resides in tissue. The one which resides in skeletal muscle is Trichinella spiralis. Yes. And the other one was Dracunculosis medinensis. In intestine, there are 6. I will get confused here, but I will try. Okay, let me try. The first one was Antrobius vermicularis. The second one was Trichura trichuris. This was Trichinella spiralis. This is Trichura trichularis. The third is Ascaris lumbricoides. Right. After that, Necator americans and Strongyloids था एक तो Strongyloids turcolis. एक और है Ankylostoma duodenale. So I am done. You can see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Total 12 nematodes are there. So in our syllabus, there are 12 nematodes or roundworms we have to study, 5 cystodes or tapeworms we have to study, and 4 trematodes or flukes we have to study. So make a comparative table between. So make a comparative table between all 12, make a comparative table between all 5, and make a comparative table between all 4. So in this way, you can finish your parasitology so smoothly. You can't believe how you can do it. You can't even imagine how you can do it. Give me a thumbs up. Everyone give me a thumbs up if you are getting it. Everyone give me a big thumbs up if you are getting it. So that is Metazoa or Helminths. That is the classification. Yes. So we are done with the classification is in front of you. I guess we are done with the classification. Let me summarize the classification and pack it. Let me summarize the classification and pack it. So let me divide parasites into two categories. The protozoa, also known as protista, yes or no, protista, and the metazoa, also known as helminths, right? Helminths. Who will help me in further classifying them? Someone among the you? Yes. Protozoa is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories. Metazoa is first divided into two categories, nematohelminths and platyhelminths. But nematohelminths further divided into 1 and platyhelminths divided into 2, so total 3 categories. Let me write the name of the categories so it will be easy for you to understand. In protozoa, it is amoeba. You have to write all amoebas. After that, it is flagellates. You have to write the flagellates. After that, it is sporozoans. You have to write all the names of sporozoans. Then ciliates, only one ciliate is there, and microsporidians. Microsporidians, only one microsporas are there. Microsporidians. Nematohelminths में nematodes, which are known as roundworm, and platyhelminths में cystode and trematode. Cystodes are known as tapeworm and trematodes are known as flukes. Yes or no? Now further categorize them. Further categorize them and write the names. Write the names. That's it. So make a big sheet. My sheet is small. My paper is small. My screen is small. But you have to take a big sheet and write complete classification on one page like this. But still I will try. Still I will not say no. You know, still I'm a fighter and I will really try here. Okay. So in amoebas, let me divide amoebas into three categories. So pathogenic, which will cause disease in humans, non-pathogenic, which do not cause disease in humans, and free living, right? We divide it into three categories. Let's finish amoebas first. In amoebas, pathogenic, only one pathogenic amoeba was there. What is the name of that amoeba? Antamoeba histolytica. Free living are three: Nigleria floweri, Acanthamoeba, Balmuthia medralis. अब तो याद हो गया होगा. And non-pathogenic are 6. I don't know the names, but you have to learn the names. These are commensal. I'm done with amoeba. Let me come on flagellates. In flagellates, I will divide only in two categories. Hemoflagellates, the one which resides in blood, and intestinal, oral or genital flagellates. I will take all together. Hemo में only two options are there, Leishmania and Trypanosoma. Trypanosoma brucei cruzi. T का ध्यान रखना, T multiple है. In the complete parasitology, more than 10 T's are there. So you will get confused in T, the letter T. It is Trypanosoma. और यहाँ पे intestinal, oral और genital में there are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I will teach you only 2. Giardia lamblia and क्या कहते हैं vaginalis. Trichomonas vaginalis. It was Trypanosoma. This was Trypanosoma. This is Trichomonas. So please understand it. Please understand it. Give me a thumbs up. The rest 4 you learn by yourself. 2 are monas, 2 are amoeba. Right? But not important in our syllabus, but you should know the classification. Let me come on sporozoans. In sporozoans, I will tell you the important sporozoans. Total 7 are there. What are they? The most important is Plasmodium, which I will give you much detail. Plasmodium, then Babesia. Second आएगा Babesia. Plasmodium हो गया. Babesia हो गया. Plasmodium is done. Babesia is done. The third one was Toxoplasma gondii. Now see the third teeth is coming. Toxoplasma gondii. The three are the sporas: Isospora, Cyclospora, Cryptospora. And one was, I just forgot the name. It was some S, right? Sacrocystus, I guess. So these are the 7 parasites. Now please concentrate on T. This was Trichomonas vaginalis. This was Trypanosoma brucei cruzi. And this is Toxoplasma gondii. So please don't get confused in T. Everyone give me a thumbs up. Everyone, I'm really trying hard. No one will explain you classification with such a minute details and with such simplicity. In ciliates, only one is there. In microspora, only one is there. Name it ciliates. It is Balantridium coli, the largest parasite among all. Among protozoa. Among all parasites, it is the largest one. And among the protozoa, I'm sorry, not among all, in the protozoa. And in microspora, Sporidia, it is microspora. So I am done. Practically, I am done with protozoas. Let me finish protozoas. So out of this one is done. Now let me come on metazoa, the other way around. Who will help me in the metazoa? Okay. Okay, so divide the nematodes into three categories. Divide cystodes only in two category and divide trematodes again in three category. What are the categories? Can someone name it? Yes, you can. Nematodes में the three categories are, what are the three categories? Just a second. It is intestine, tissue, blood. Here also intestine, tissue, blood. But here only intestine and tissue. No blood. No blood. Have you got it? Now we have to fill it. We have to fill it. Okay, I will try. Let me start with trematodes. In blood, only one cystosomia is there. In intestine, only one fasciola busci is there. But in tissue, there are two. In the liver, it is fasciola hepatica. In the lung, it is paragnomius westermanni. You will say, ma'am, why you are repeating the same thing again and again? Just now you taught us. But once, the more I will repeat, the more it will retain in your memory. So please, I am giving you time to make this classification with me on paper. If I can make, you can also make now. So take a big sheet now only. Now only. बात कभी नहीं आता. There is no tomorrow. Please now only take your paper, take your notebook, take your sheet, take a pen and make this classification with me. Once you see it, you will forget. Once you say it, you will forget. But yeah, once you write it now, you will never forget. And it is scientifically proven. So please write it down once with me. So we are done with trematodes. Only four are there. Let's come on cystode. In the tissue, only one is there, Echinococcus granulomatosis. That is dog tapeworm. In the intestine, there are four. Two are Taenia, Taenia solium, Taenia saginata. One is Echinana, Hemoptylosis nana, and the last is Diphyllobrothium latum. So these are the total five are there. Coming on nematodes. In nematodes in the blood, there are Wuchereria bancrofti, Rugia malai, Loa onchocerus cellularis. So these are the four blood. In the tissue, there are two. Tri Trichinella spiralis and Dracunculosis mediensis. So again a T. Again a T is coming. I will mark all T together. And in the intestine, there are six. So it is Antrobius vermicularis. It is Trichuris trichuria. Trichuris. It was Trichinella. Ye Trichuris trichuria. Right. The next is Ascaris lumbricoides, Necator americans, Ankylostoma duodenale, and the last one strongyloids. Strongyloids. Now let's see all T together. यहाँ के T तो मैंने बता ही दिए थे. यहाँ पे ये Trichuris trichura है. ये ट्राइचिनेला स्पाइरलस है. ये टीनिया सोलियम है. ये टीनिया सेजिनाटा है. ये टॉक्सोप्लाज्मा है. राइट. यहाँ पे टॉक्सोप्लाज्मा गोंडी है. ये ट्राइकोमोनास वजाइनलिस है. और ये ट्रिपैनोसोमा ब्रूजी एंड क्रूजी है. सो प्लीज सी ऑल टी टुगेदर. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 टोटल 7 टीज आर देयर. यू विल गेट कंफ्यूज. You will get confused. So that's why I will tell you many mnemonics ना. Mnemonics में जहाँ पे भी T आएगा, it can be anything. So please see all T together. Now please make this classification on a big. Now the next topic in the next lecture, what I am going to teach you, there are multiple mnemonics covering this. Now I advise you to take the sheet with you, which you have drawn. I guess you all have drawn. Then only it is useful, it is worth to attend the next lecture. If you have not drawn on your paper now, don't attend the next lecture, because in the next lecture I am going to teach you multiple mnemonics. Multiple mnemonics, more than 50 mnemonics I am going to teach you. So I will teach you the parasites which enter by skin. So I will mark in this that parasite which enter human by STD, which cause sexual intercourse se jo enter hote hain. I will mark in this. The parasite which enter in brain causes CNS infection. I will mark in this. The parasites which give eggs. The parasite which have spores. So I will mark all the mnemonics in this. So if you have this sheet ready with you, it will be easy for you to understand the mnemonics and crack any MCQ, any, either it is image based or a theory or a clinical MCQ on parasitology. That is my challenge. So do you find this classification useful? The classification is at the tip of your tongue, yes or no? So, okay, I tried my best. Still, I tried my best. Okay, so let me end this lecture and take the remaining portion in the next lecture. That is mnemonics of parasitology. Just a second. So thank you very much for being with me. I really enjoyed teaching you this lecture. Hopefully same from your side also. There is a very important announcement for you that many students requested us that we are unable to study from the digital notes. So they require hard copy of the notes. So Unacademy is here to help you. Unacademy already out the notes, the hard copy of the notes. You can get all the hard copy of the all 19 subject notes at your home, at your place. If you provide the address, you have to pay for it. But if you take a subscription plus subscription of 1 year or more, the notes will be free. It is complimentary, it will be free. So as per my advice, please take a subscription. You will get the notes for free, number one. So you can see the various plan. There is a plan for 12 month, 18 month, 24 month, 36 month, 48 month. On all these plans, the notes are free. The second good news is that if you apply my code Sachdev10 before payment on any of these plans, the code is Sachdev10, please mind it. SACHDEV Sachdev. That is my surname, Dr. Priyanka Sachdev. Sachdev10. If you apply it before payment, instead of this price, you will get this price. So you will get further discount, 10% off. So you will get also 10% off and free notes of all 19 subject if you apply my code. So double advantage using a code, right? So please don't miss out this opportunity. Price hike is coming soon on Unacademy. You will never get this price again, right? So please take the advantage. On Unacademy, for the newcomers, I am telling you, there are two type of subscription. One is plus subscription. One is iconic subscription. In plus subscription, we provide you access to live and recorded lectures of Unacademy only. In iconic subscription, along with Unacademy, we provide you access to the PrepLadder. So if you are thinking of taking a paid subscription, go with iconic, because here PrepLadder is additional. You are getting all the features of plus, but PrepLadder is additional, and price difference is a little bit. Once you take the subscription, you will be eligible to give all these tests also. So we help you in preparation of all the 19 subject by taking multiple tests and giving you all India rank, right? I advise all of you to install Unacademy Learners app from the Play Store. After installing the app, go to the NEET PG category. NEET PG category, it contains FMG, INICT, everything. So select goal as NEET PG. After that, search my name. My name is Dr. Priyanka Sachdev. If you search my name, you will find my profile link. Please follow my profile link. So if you follow my profile link, you will get notification of the free classes. I usually take multiple free classes, special classes on the platform. So you will get a notification, and these are the features of the free classes. You will get notes also. So please, and you will get the recording of the previous free classes also. So once you search my name, you will get all the recordings free, all the recordings free, right? The only thing you have to use my code to unlock it. The code is same. The code is Sachdev10. SACHDEV Sachdev10. You have to apply this code to unlock the free recordings, right? The free recording, not the paid one. Once you take the subscription, you will be eligible for all these batches from the topmost educators of the India. You will be eligible for all. So the summary is that the code is useful for all students. Sachdev10 code is useful for all students. The one students who want to study only free classes, do not want to take subscription, they can unlock the free classes using this code. And the one student who want to take the paid subscription, either plus or iconic, along with the notes, free copy of the notes. So if they apply this code before payment, they will get heavy discount, maximum discount that I can guarantee. So my advice or my request to all of you, rather not advice, a request, please distribute this code on your batch groups or to all the medicos you know throughout the world, throughout the globe. Please distribute this code to everyone so that more and more students can get benefit from this code, right? Either by unlocking free classes and see the free version, or as a trial and take the paid subscription and get maximum discount. So thank you very much for being with me. Stay connected for the next lecture. I will continue parasitology, mnemonic and individual parasites also. I will complete the entire parasitology in the next 15 hours. In the next 15 hours. So I will take gradually 10 to 15 lectures, 1 hour lecture, and complete all parasites, right? So I will complete the parasitology in a comparative manner. Don't miss it out. Please don't miss it out. You are doing a big mistake if you are missing it. So thank you very much. I am ending this lecture here. Bye-bye. Study hard and stay connected.